think at this point we are on 42 weeks. 42 weeks of real estate Q&A sessions. You guys already know what it is. What's going on? Appreciate you guys for popping up in here. You guys already know. Well, actually, I'm not even going to say that. Let me just excuse my tardiness because naturally, you already know we do this on Thursdays, 12 o'clock. It is not 12 o'clock. It's almost 1 o'clock. I was out shoveling snow. So, naturally, I had to take care of business so I didn't slip and fall. So yes, appreciate you guys for popping up in here. This is Real Estate Q&A Sessions, week 42, bringing you consistently a show about real estate pretty much every single week for almost the better part of a whole year. So our mission, our goal is to hit 52 weeks or 53 weeks or however many weeks are in a year. I'll go Google it because I seem to forget it every single week. But we're doing the same thing we do every single week, which is offer you consistency, answering anything, everything real estate related. Please feel free to ask your questions here. This is a safe space. While you guys are popping up in here, obviously I am late, which is perfectly fine. And some of you guys will pop up in here as time rolls on within the next 5 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever the case may be. Feel free to... we're going to do this, what we call it, we normally call this housekeeping. Housekeeping is normally this. Look, guys, if you're in here and you're going to get this value and you're going to ask questions and I'm going to answer and do all this kind of stuff. Look, I don't ask you to do anything else besides screenshot this, post to your story, let folks know what we're doing each and every week. Because the real value in this is not so much you showing up every single week, but it's also bringing in new people that have not been in here before that might want to ask questions that you might not have thought to ask. So, that is the whole point. My beard's a little rough. But anyway, that is the whole point of doing this, sharing the show, letting folks know what we're doing. Because when somebody asks a question you didn't think to ask, that's how you get value, right? I can sit here and talk and gas bag all day, every day for the next who knows how many, whatever, right? But if we don't have new, fresh people in here asking questions that you guys didn't think to ask, then there's not going to be too much value besides me talking about the same things. So, that's why we do this. Screenshot this. Let folks know what we're doing. Post to your story. I don't want to be on your feed. Just post to your story. Let folks know what we're doing each and every week. Every Thursday consistently at 12 o'clock. Or sometimes like today, if it snows, 1 o'clock. But hey, the whole point is that it got done. So, guys, if you haven't done so already and you're new to this, again, you can ask anything, everything real estate related. I don't care if you're trying to buy your first house, you're looking for financing, you want to get into wholesaling, contracting, flipping, rentals. I don't care. Pretty much ask me whatever you want when it comes to real estate, and I will do my best to answer in the best capacity I can. Also, remember that I am not a guru. I am just somebody that knows a little bit more than the average Joe based on my experience. So I'm not going to give you any advice that I don't already know or haven't experienced already myself. But I have done a decent amount of things in my time since I've been involved in real estate. So that is for you guys. Feel free to ask your questions right there in the comment section below, right there. And or hit the question mark button right there. And you can ask your questions in there and I'll do my best to answer. So, hope you guys had a great week. I am currently here in Baltimore. And by the way, just because I'm talking does not mean you can ask any questions. Who we already got in here? We got 180 Enterprises. What's going on? Appreciate you for popping up in here. Then we got Jazz Minds ×3. I think it's ×3. Hello, how you guys doing? Throw up a peace sign for me. Let you guys know that you are here and you are paying attention. Appreciate you guys for being in here. Because you guys can be anywhere else. You guys can be anywhere else on your Thursday, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, but you're here with me. Appreciate you. Always going to appreciate you guys. If you guys are here from Clubhouse, that's also appreciated. We do this every single week. Actually, before we started doing Clubhouse, we've been here doing this every single week for almost a year straight. 42 weeks. I think I have, about 10... So, somebody in the comment section, tell me how many weeks are in a month. In a year, because I keep forgetting. Is it 52, 53? I can't really remember. Jazz Blazer. Hey, what's going on, Jazz? I see. Trust me, I see. Hey, what's going on? _Black Apprentice. What's going on? Appreciate you for popping up in here. Ked Thornton. Hello, brother. Appreciate you for popping up in here. Okay. I pause. 52 weeks. All right, 52 weeks. So that means I have 10 more weeks left. my goal is to have done this for literally 1 whole year straight, and for the simple fact that I've done 42 of these things every single Thursday. Now, it might not have been at the same time, because as you guys can see, today was a little bit, I had to shovel some snow. But, as you can see, like, it's a big accomplishment for me every week that I do this, 42 weeks straight of doing this on the same day, around the same time. Just doing that many times is just a blessing to me, and I appreciate you guys for always showing love and popping up in here. 180 Apprentices says 52 weeks. Gives Black Apprentice says, well, I mixed you guys up. 180 Enterprises says 52 weeks, so we got that squared away. So I'll remember 52 weeks from 42 for the next 10 weeks, right? 52 weeks, right? Black Apprentice gives me the hand emoji. Appreciate you for doing that. Jazz Mine says, I might be in your message request from a few weeks ago. Disclaimer. I'm going to give everybody a disclaimer. What's going on? Ed, User Blue, appreciate you popping up in here. Before I go back and kind of set everything straight for the new folks that are in here, I do want to give a disclaimer. For anybody that's messaged me from Clubhouse or Instagram, I'm going to put it out there and let you guys know. I am horrible with checking my DMs. I am just complete bad, right? I literally come on this app, I post what I post, and I get off. I do not scroll down my timeline. I don't look at anybody's stories. I barely go through my DMs. I just come on here and I post what I post, and then I get off. Or I come on here and I do this, and then I get off. That's just how I'm not a big, I don't spend all day on social media. Now, I do be on Twitter. I do scroll on Twitter, but Instagram has gotten to a point where it's a lot of ads, and it's a lot of ads. You know what I'm saying? And it's not what it used to be. But regardless, Jazz _ I'm going to personally go back and look and try to find your DM. That's what I'll do. Right? Hold me accountable. I'll do that after we get out of this show. All right, I'll do that. Black Apprentice says that's real. Yes, it is. Instagram is a completely different place. Twitter is where it's at. But anyway, outside of all of that, guys, feel free to ask your questions below in the comment section and or the question mark section right there. I'll do my best to answer. Quick little update for everybody that's new here. Every Thursday, 12 o'clock, sometimes 1 o'clock, just turn on your notifications. You'll know that I'm in here. But we do this every single week, 42 weeks straight. And if you haven't done so already, housekeeping, the only thing I ask of you guys, I don't ask you guys to do anything. I don't ask you to sign up, pay for anything, course, none of that stuff. The only thing I ask you guys, post to your story, let folks know we're doing. Screenshot me talking right now, looking ugly. Don't care. Don't really care. Screenshot, post it to your story. Tag me and let folks know we're doing each and every Thursday, 12 o'clock, so we can get some fresh questions in here. Looks like we already got a couple questions. Hold on, not that person right there. Oh, 180 Enterprise says, can you give quick steps to get funding for real estate investment properties? So, to how to get funding. Or are you specific about, or do you want to know like different types of funding? I guess I can talk about like the different types of funding for real estate properties, and then kind of tell you kind of how to go into them. So naturally, if you're looking to buy a property, a real estate property, most people, the first place they're going to think about is I need to go to a bank. Banks have a couple of different products that you guys can utilize when it comes to buying investment properties. One of the more common loans that people go after when it comes to an investment property is a conventional loan. A conventional loan, I don't want to go too much into detail about it, but conventional loan, you can look up a conventional loan, which requires 20% down because it's an investment property. Right? If it is indeed an investment property. Now, you can get a conventional loan for, other type of properties, but if it's an investment property, you got to put down 20%. So you got your conventional product, you have an FHA product, which is the most popular of the loan products, just because of the entryway to actually, not the entryway, but the amount of money that you need to put down on a property in order to receive that loan. Now, All these different loans and products that I'm telling you about have different criteria. So I'm going to charge you guys to do your own research, right? Because I'm not a mortgage broker, so I know about the products, but there's a lot of more details that you should look after. But FHA is a very popular product because you only have to put 3.5% down. That's significant. So if you're buying $100,000 property, guess how much money you have to put down on that FHA product? $3,500. That's it, right? And closing costs, of course, right? So your down payment is 3.5%. That's why FHA is attractive, and it is an incentive to get more people into buying properties. You got Fannie Mae loans. So yeah, your bank is going to have different type of loans, right, that you can use. Now the bank has criteria, and if you don't meet that criteria, they're just not going to lend to you, right? National banks have, a set box, right? And you have to fit within that box based on credit, based on, debt to income ratio, based on, how much money you got in the bank, based on whether you have a job or not. Most banks, if you don't have a job, then they're probably not going to lend to you unless you can show tax returns showing that you have a business that you're working on the side, or not on the side, but if you have a business, you have to show at least 2 years of income for that business. Because think about it, if you go to the bank and you don't have a job and you're asking for $150,000-$250,000 loan, the bank is in the interest is in the business of protecting protecting their money, basically, right? If I'm going to give you $100,000 and you don't have a job, how am I to know you're going to be able to pay me back? You can't pay me back. You're not bringing any money. So you have to, that's why I say if you're an entrepreneur, it's fine. You just have to show 2 years of income, right? Now, 2 years of income. I was going to make a great point too. I kind of forgot it. Dang it. I forgot it. I was about to make a really great point. Dang. Oh, so if you do have a job, listen, if you guys do have a job and you don't think that you have or make enough money to buy a house, you'll be surprised, right? You will be surprised, right? I think that you guys should definitely utilize your job. If you're getting a W-2, utilize that W-2 to get a house, right? Because what do banks want to see? They want to see you making income. They want to see that you're making money, right? So if you have a W-2, you need to utilize that W-2 to not only just pay your bills and, frolic and do whatever you do with your money when you get your paycheck, but also utilize it as a resource to buy a house, right? Because that's one of the main things banks look for. Hey, does this person have a job, right? So that's all your bank loans. Then you have owner financing. Well, owner financing is basically where the owner finances the deal. Look that up on YouTube. There's a lot that goes into owner financing. Another form of financing that I use a lot when it comes to my properties and my projects is hard money. Hard money is short-term loans. And these are put together by individual companies, not banks, but they're individuals who have companies, or they're just individuals in general who have acquired money and they're lending it out to investors, people that want to rehab XYZ, right? And so what a hard money lender does is says, okay, I have $1 million. Well, I had a couple investors give me $1 million, right? I'm going to take that $1 million and I'm going to distribute it out to individuals who are investors like yourselves and want to do renovations and want to buy rentals. I'm going to distribute it to you guys, right, and give you guys loans, but it's going to be short-term loans for 12 months and they're going to be high interest rate. But the access to that capital is, I'm going to make it very easy for you, right? As opposed to a bank, you're going to go through a series of hoops, steps. They're going to want to know your whole life. They're going to bank statements, XYZ, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to take typically 30 to 45 days to close. That is the difficulty of working with a bank when it comes to hard money. Yes, the price, in order for you to receive these funds, I make it very easy for you. The accessibility is very easy, but you're paying a premium for it, right? You're paying a premium for access to capital. You're paying a premium for capital to go in there and renovate a house. you're paying a premium to go in there and renovate a house and have funds within 2 weeks, as opposed to a bank that might say 30 days or 60 days, 45, 60 days, right? So again, hard money is just bridge money, right? It's just bridge money. If you're in there and you understand what you're trying to do when it comes to your investments, whether you're trying to buy a house and flip a house, or whether you're trying to buy a rental, renovate it, and then accumulate rentals, you can use hard money. There's just a couple different ways to go about it, but don't be scared, because again, it is the access to cash that is favorable to you, even if it comes at a premium. Now, yes, it's going to come at a premium, but the bank side of things is that, okay, well, if I'm utilizing a bank, yes, it's not as easy to have that access to that cash. The bank is not just going to, a hard money lender, I can show them XYZ today and they'll fund the deal like within 5-7 days. Whereas a bank is going to want my whole life story, and then it might take 30 days or 2 weeks or 30. It takes 30 days to close on a property, or 45 days or 60 days. So, but the flip side is that it might not have been easy to get that money, but my interest rates are low. So whereas a hard money lender, their interest rates might be 12%, 10%, sometimes 13, 14% interest rate, your bank might be 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%. You know what I'm saying? So there's a method to the madness, right? And normally, the bank route, when you're thinking about buying your first house, there's nothing wrong with using a bank loan. When you're buying a first house, there's nothing wrong with using hard money. Investors like to use hard money because it enables them to scale. It enables them to scale at a fast rate. So I can essentially go out and buy a couple of different. If I got $100,000, I'm not going to pay cash with it. I'm not. If I have if I see two properties and they're both $50,000, if I have $100,000 cash and I go buy those two properties, I'm broke. I don't have any money. My money's in those deals, right? I'm out of money. Right? $50,000 a piece. I just sunk $50,000 into that house. Is just to acquire it. It's done. It's out. That money's gone. I don't have any more capital. Right? That's the cash way. You can take that same $100,000 and go utilize a bank loan. But instead of you buying two properties within a month, or two properties within 2 months or 3 months, whatever, you might only be able to buy, 1 or 2 properties that year with a bank loan, or bank loans, right? Because it's a lot more complicated. Remember, I told you they want to be a lot more in depth. Whereas if you got hard money and you have $100,000, you might be able to buy 6-7 properties in 1 year. That is the point of what I'm trying to tell you guys. So when you ask about the different type of, who asked that question? Because that was a very good question. 180 Enterprises. I'm sorry that I went off on a tangent. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like I answered your question. But that are the different type of financing that you guys can use to get into some investment properties. And for my folks that just popped up in here, beautiful Libra 925. What's going on? James Davis, the famous James Davis. Guys, if you guys want boxers, if you guys want real boxer breeds, that have longevity within their bloodline and are just overall great dogs from a great breeder that gives a dang about his boxers, guys, go check out James Davis 0483. Go check out his profile. I think you're down there in Alabama. I can't remember where it was that we got Paco, but great guy to know if you're looking for boxers. But guys, remember, you gotta love boxers. Me and James right here, we love boxers. I've had boxers my whole life. I know we're not talking about real estate right now, but I love my boxers. That's why I did talk about it. So guys, check out James Davis's profile if you're interested in, boxers. Kendrick, what's going on, man? IG Kendrick, what's going on? In the know, Torin. Been a long time. No see, brother. What's going on, man? I appreciate you popping up in here. Guy, who asked that 180 Enterprises? Give me a thumbs up if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here or not, but give me a thumbs up if I answered your question. For everybody else that's just popped up on in here, appreciate you guys for popping up in here. Like always, we are on week 42 of real estate Q&A sessions every single week, every Thursday at 12 o'clock, but not 12 o'clock today because I was out shoveling snow. To give you an idea, it's snowing outside. It's snowing. So I was not here on time, but we're still here answering everything real estate related. As you guys understand, 42 weeks going on strong, and we hope to make it 52 weeks. So I have 10 more weeks left. And other than that, this is just for you guys. So housekeeping, as you guys already know, and for the folks that just popped in here and have no idea what we do here, the only thing I ask of you guys while I provide this value to you every single week, every Thursday, and offer my time is the only thing I ask you guys is screenshot me, post to your story. I don't care if I'm in the middle of talking, my mouth wide open. I don't really care. I don't do this for followers or anything. Look, listen, screenshot me, post to your story, let folks know what we're doing each and every Thursday, 12 o'clock. Real estate Q&A sessions every Thursday, right? So, also, don't mind me talking. Guys, this is for you. Ask anything, everything real estate related. I'm not a guru. I just know more than the average Joe. So I had to get all that out the way, right? Because we got some new folks up in here. I always got to reset the room and things like that. So feel free to ask your questions right there in the comment section below and or where the question mark is, and I'll do my best to answer that question. So again, 180 Enterprises, thank you for asking that question. And what he asked was different type of financing for investment properties. Oh, look what we got up in here. We got Tyler. Hey, we have a newcomer up in here. Is that Tyler? Appreciate you popping up in here, Tyler. Tyler says, I like that lamp. That lamp? Yes, that's a nice lamp. Also, that lamp is wrapped around by heartleaf philodendron. If you guys don't know, I am a plant enthusiast. So, yes, that heart-shaped philodendron right there has wrapped itself nicely around that nice lamp. I should do a show about plants or my plants. Guys, I have way too many plants. I literally have to stop buying plants. I have to stop. I went and bought I got a lot of plants. I got a lot of plants. Say what? Say that 3 times fast. Well, say what 3 times fast? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, heart-shaped philodendron. Heart-shaped. Anyway, listen. Okay, all right. Guys, ask your real estate questions. Man. This is why I rock with y'all. Now, as you guys know, some of you guys came from Clubhouse, right? I'm not on, I am on Clubhouse, but I'm not on Clubhouse like I used to be, right? And it's nothing against Clubhouse. I just not really that much interested anymore. But I really came here. This is where it all started. In 42 weeks, going strong, providing nothing but value to you guys has been something that I appreciate each and every time I come on here and rap with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's all about love. So I try to do. What I always do is I give you guys a quick update about what I have going on, because as I like to preach and tell you guys, don't follow anybody that's not out here actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen. You're taking advice from somebody that's out here, right? I might not be the best investor out here, but I am actually doing work out here. So that's why I lend myself to you guys. And the only way I feel like I can do what I do is I want to be able to give back to you guys, right? I can't accumulate the wealth of knowledge that I have in a short amount of time that I've accumulated and not give back in some way, shape, or form. So that is why we're here each and every Thursday for an hour. Even sometimes I give you guys 2 hours. And for the new folks, if you don't know, you can go back and look on my profile, and every single episode that we do, we repost it on the feed, just so you guys can go back and reference whatever type of knowledge. So there's literally 42 hours worth of knowledge regarding the real estate game that you guys can go back and watch. So that's my contribution to you guys. The only thing I ask you guys is screenshot this, post to your story, let folks know what we're doing. We don't want to be on your page because we know how you guys are sensitive about your page. We don't want to be on your page. We just want to be on your story. When you guys screenshot and post to your story and let folks know what we're doing each and every week, and you tag me, you let folks know that there's value here. But not only that, those people now show up and they ask questions that you guys didn't think to ask. And now you, when you're in that situation or when you're about to come into that situation, you're like, okay, I remember that person asked this and Rashaad said to do that. Got you. So yeah, feel free to ask your questions right there in the comment section below, and or the question mark. Tyler says, love you, Shy. Keep doing what you're doing. Listen to him. He knows a lot of information. Thank you, Tyler, for the love and appreciation and the support. Yes, I try to do what I can, as you guys can see. So lots of love. Appreciate you guys, because it's all about y'all. It's not about me, right? I'm here for y'all. Anyway, so quick update. If you guys didn't know, I think last Thursday, I told you guys we have been working on a rehab for a while, and actually not even a while, like 2 months. And last Thursday, so the very next day, Friday, we listed. The property was finished. We got the photos and all that kind of stuff. We listed it on Saturday. I had to go in there and do a couple little things, so we listed the listing on Saturday. Went through the weekend. Horrible weekend, by the way, guys. If you guys didn't know that, like, snow is out here in America right now and all over the country. If you didn't know. So we had, like, limited showing, but we still had a lot of showings. And we actually got an overlist offer for the property yesterday that I accepted. And so we're now under contract. And we have a lady that came in. She loved the house. She said, hey, I want to buy this thing. And we're now officially under contract. So nothing but a blessing. And guys, again, remember, if you guys don't listen, remember I told you guys I fired my whole crew a couple weeks ago. And I managed to find a GC that was able to be competent enough to get in there and knock the work out efficiently. If anybody tells you guys, like, why you guys out here looking for your own contracts and things like that, that is a part of the game. That's just a part of the game, right? And not every contractor that you guys work with is going to work with you and is going to be with you until the end of time, right? It's not going to happen, right? People have other things going on. You guys might have a rift or something like that, or they just might not be a good fit for your business, right? That just happens sometimes. So, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you guys things that don't really happen out here in these streets, because that's not what, that's not where you get value. You get value when somebody keeps it funky with you. Like, you're going to fire contractors. You're going to get bad contractors. You're going to get contractors that don't show up. You're going to get contractors that try to screw you over. It's just going to happen. I'm keeping it funky with y'all. So, expectation-wise, you come in with that expectation. Now, I'm not saying all this to tell you that you can't create great contractors. Majority of the time that you guys, the contractor kind of guys you guys are going to attract or get are going to be your C and D level guys, right? Your A level guys are probably going to be working with an investor, or they're going to be too expensive. They're going to be working with an investor that has abundant amount of work. They've been working with them for a long time, and they're just not going to be able to work with you, right? Because they're so busy working with this other guy. He's keeping them busy. Normally what happens is the investors that's been doing this, when they find good contractors, guess what they do? They hoard them. They hoard them, and even if you ask, hey, do you have any they're not going to tell you, because they don't want them working for you, right? So when people say, hey, Rashaad, can you have a contractor? Now, normally I lend my guys out, right? If I don't have work, I actually have a little home improvement company that I try to lend guys out to do X, Y, Z, because too many people come to me asking me for home improvement type stuff. But at the same time, my best guys, my best guys, I gotta keep them busy. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, every investor is in it for, not saying in it for themselves, but they try to make sure that, their work gets taken care of. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So your A and B level guys, again, they're either going to be too expensive, or they're going to be working with another investor. You're going to attract a lot of C and D and F level guys. It's just what it is, right? And so good contractors don't come out just great. They might have great intangibles, but sometimes they don't just come out great. You have to mold them. So when it comes to contractors, you have to have an understanding that this is not a boss-slave mentality type thing, right? Yeah, I don't know if you guys are managers in your jobs or if you manage people at your jobs, but it's kind of sort of like that, but then not kind of sort of like that. You have to treat these guys, and when I'm talking about the level of guys that you're dealing with, you want great contractors. A lot of guys that you're dealing with, you have to mold them to be great contractors. So you have to mold them to be guys that are going to work best for you, which means that you're going to have to spend time with them. You're going to have to manage them. You're going to have to manage them like people, not like they're slaves, right? Or that they're, anything less of a human. No, you have to spend time and nurture these relationships. And you have to do a lot of politicking. You got to put your pride aside sometimes. That's just what it is, right? Listen, I've been through my fair share of contractors, and you learn a lot. You learn a lot managing people, right? And it's not something that you just get day one. Our leaders born? I don't think so. You have to learn these things, right? You have to learn how to, just work well with people and be able to communicate effectively. Effective communication is key. I've lost a lot of contractors just by not effectively communicating what I wanted or XYZ, right? Actually, hold on real quick, guys. Trying to get my charger. Gotta get my charger. Here it goes. Here it goes. All right. Oh yeah, I got a plug over here for this simple reason. Now I'm gonna have to take you guys off this thing right here. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, you see that? Oh yeah, you see? Oh, snapper doodles. Oh my gosh, look at that pothos plant. Yeah, I told you I got an issue. Now, anyway, so when it comes to getting your contractors, you like I said, you got to manage these relationships. My hair is just like doing whatever. You got to manage those relationships with care, right? Be stern, have some values and things like that, but you have to nurture these relationships because again, contractors are they're people just like you, and you have to make sure that you're managing in the best way possible, right? And these are great life skills because they teach you how to interact with people just in general. You know what I'm saying? Your guys are gonna have concerns. You're gonna have the guys that are late, right? You're gonna have the guys that aren't the greatest quality guys. That doesn't mean you fire them, right? And this is advice from somebody that's flipped over 1,500 homes who I was talking to a couple weeks ago. And he was like, look, I've learned that, sometimes you just have to put things aside. And we're not talking about just dealing with bad people. I'm not talking about that. But the people you employ are going to be the people you employ. And they're not a lot of them are going to be able to change, right? This is who they are, right? And sometimes you have to accept that for the greater good of trying to get something accomplished. And that's just what it is, right? And so when you start doing that, you spend less time hiring and firing, and you spend more time getting your work done fast, on budget, on time, and so you can move to the next project and everybody's happy. So these are things that I think that we should understand and know how to do, not so much just because we want to flip houses, but because we deal with people every single day. If you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to communicate with people, if you don't know how to manage people, you're going to have a hard time retaining people, right? Unless they're just do something that is completely just against what you and your company is for, right? I told you guys multiple times, I have four things that I look for in contractors, and not all the time do I get four, but I should at least get two of the four things, right? At least two, right? Because those two things I can manage, I can negotiate, and they can work out. But those four things for the people in the back that have never heard what I've talked about before. First thing that I look for in contractors is accountability. Are you accountable? Are you accountable for yourself? Are you accountable for what you say? If you say you're going to do something, do you do it? Right? If you say you're going to show up, do you show up? If you say that you're going to fix something, do you fix it? Right? Being accountable. That's number one. 1. 2. What is number 2, Rashaad? Do you show up? We can't get any work done if you don't show up. I need you to show up. Right? If you're not on the job site, then we can't do business, right? How can you swing a hammer and get my project done if you're not physically at the property? 2. So accountability, and do you show up? Number 3, your workmanship. You gotta have some good workmanship. And a lot of times you guys might not know what good workmanship is, but you do. Look at it. Is it something that you would allow in your house? Would you allow this type of quality of work inside your own home? You guys can look at a lot of things and just be able to tell, like, okay, that doesn't look good, right? So your quality of your work has to be, it's got to be good. And number 4, Pricing. You got to have good pricing. And I'm not talking about the cheapest of the cheap. I'm not talking about cheap pricing. I'm talking about reasonable pricing that makes sense. A lot of pricing doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And I'll tell you guys what does not make sense. For somebody to come in, actually I'll give you an easy example. You have a rental, and let's say a tenant puts a hole in your wall. Not a big hole, maybe like a 3x2 hole. And you start reaching out to contractors and you say, hey, look, I need a hole patch. I need a drywall hole patch, right? Guy comes in and says, yeah, it's going to be about $800. Well, if you do your research, you can get a sheet of drywall at Home Depot for $11.50 something. And that sheet will be 3x8. No, 4. It's either 4x8. It's like 3x8 or 4x8. Can't remember. Right? That's a big ass sheet. You can go get a drywall knife for a couple bucks. You can get some mud for a couple bucks. And you can do it yourself. But $800 to patch a hole? Sorry, not happening, brother. I had one of my clients called me last week and told me that she wanted a basement. She wanted a closet put in her basement. She needed a drywall patch, and she needed some paint and carpet down there in her basement. Not that big of a basement, right? I've been down there before. I've seen it already because I had to go there and look at a boiler for her. She told me one of the contractors that came and quoted her for $20,000. I just told y'all what she wanted. I just told y'all. Frame in a closet, a little bit of drywall, a little bit of some carpet, and some paint in a basement room. $20,000. That's unacceptable. So that's what I'm talking about as the fourth thing when it comes to pricing. I'm not telling you got to be the cheapest guy. I'm not telling you got to be the most expensive guy, but the pricing has to make sense, right? And I spoke about only needing 2 of these 4 things. The 2 things that I absolutely, I can do without. I can do without the pricing, and I can do without the quality of the work, because I can negotiate those things. I can negotiate price. So if you're high, I can negotiate you down. If you don't want to negotiate down, then whatever, right? But we can negotiate price. Quality of work, we can negotiate, because if I come to you and I say, hey, look, that doesn't look the greatest, or you need to fix that, we can get you to fix that. That's not a problem, right? The 2 things that is non-negotiable: are you accountable, and do you show up? If you got those 2 things, great. But if you don't have those 2 things, then we just can't do business, right? And if you go against those 2 things, if you're not showing up to the job, then my project or your project is lacking, which means you're losing money, which means you can't work with them. If they're not accountable, if they can't do what they say they're going to do, if they're not committed to taking care of what they promised or what they contractually said that they would take care of for you, then you can't do business with that person. Right? So I'm trying to save y'all a headache. I'm trying to save y'all a headache. Because there's a lot of people that get content with these contractors and just let them do everything. I have done that numerous times. And I'm not up here telling you guys this stuff as if I got all the answers. I still make some of these same mistakes. But I'm letting you guys know from a perspective that is real. So you understand. You go online, or you go into some of these clubhouse rooms, and somebody just say, yeah, go hire a contractor, a good contractor, and then start doing this work. And they'll leave out all the different really nuances that come with this crap. They leave it out. Yeah, just go get a contractor. Or, if your contractor's not doing well, fire them. There's a lot to this that folks won't go into depth about because I don't know why, but that's why I'm here, right? I'm here to let y'all know what the real business is. You know what I'm saying? How this stuff go. Not every contractor is gonna be your friend, but they might make great business partners. And that's what they are. Contractors are business partners to you guys. I've had contractors that I don't really get along with, but they still have stayed on my stuff and worked for me. We don't have to be cool. Now, I'm just a person that naturally, I don't know what it is. I naturally, get into friend mode with people. That's my downfall right there. Well, it's not my downfall because it works. But, when you try to have that approach, you can't have that approach with everybody because some people just ain't gonna be a friend. They just business people, and I've had that relationship with contractors before. Like, whoa, okay, all right, well, we don't mesh well, but you still want to work for me, and I still want you to work for you still want to work for me, and I still want I still want to do business with you. Okay, cool. At least we know where to keep it. You know what I'm saying? And then I've had contractors that were like, shoot, best buds. Doesn't mean that everybody works out for you or everybody's your cup of tea, right? You have to stay more. You have to keep a good moral compass. Always do right by people, right? If you owe them, pay them, right? And have some leeway, have some empathy, because everybody is not in the same situation as you or as fortunate as you. So, I'm giving you guys tips on management and just working with people, dealing with people, because it's more than just go do that job, I pay you. If you guys want longevity, if you guys want to do more business, if you guys want to do more rehabs, if you want to do more renovations, more rentals, you need a team. Most things in life, you need somebody to help you. You can't do this stuff by yourself. I didn't get to this point by doing this by myself. Nope. Humility, right? And making sure that you understand and can help other individuals in their journey or whatever they're trying to do. That's the best thing you can do for people. It's the best thing you can do for people. So, again, I know I went off on a tangent. But anyway, guys, listen. Every Thursday, 12 o'clock, real estate Q&A session. Week 42, if you guys haven't done so already, I know a couple of you guys popped up in here. Sasha, FYI_financial agent. Appreciate you popping up in here. T-Mac413, what's going on? I know we was just talking earlier. Sneaker Fade, it's been a while. I ain't seen you in a minute. Sneaker Fade, what's going on? Married to the Money. Appreciate you popping up in here. So for the folks that have not joined ever, this is your first time. This is Real Estate Q&A Sessions, week 42. Doing this 42 weeks strong. Doing it every Thursday, 12 o'clock. Now, sometimes it might not be 12 o'clock. Sometimes it might be 1 o'clock like today was. But the point is that we're giving you consistency and we're keeping it funky with you when it comes to what really happens in this real estate world. And also answering everything real estate related to the best of our abilities. So, feel free to ask your questions right there in the comment section below and or the question mark right there. I actually have a meeting at 2 o'clock. But I'm going to stay on for another 5 minutes. So if you guys got any questions or anything like that you want to bring up or whatever, please feel to let me know. Please feel free to let me know. In other words, while I give you guys 5 minutes to ask whatever you guys are going to ask, I am in the middle of 2 refinances. So I told you guys about the house that we're under contract with. I'm also in the process of refinancing 2 houses while also trying to replace another crew. It's a lot out here. But fun nonetheless. And so going back into hiring contractors is something that I don't really like doing. But I feel very good this time because I know what I'm looking for. See, sometimes you guys will go out there and you guys will need a GC and you'll end up hiring a sub. Or sometimes you'll be looking for a sub and you mess around and hire a GC. I know what I need right now. I know exactly what I need, and I know how they can best fit my business. So it's a little bit different going out and interviewing contractors at this point, because I know what I want. I know what to look for. I know whether to see if you know what you're talking about or not. I know I can check you and know whether or not you finna BS me or not. So there's value there. So it's not like before where it was just, where you would interview guys and you just have no idea. You have no idea who you're hiring, and you have no idea who's being real with you or who's not being real with you. At this point, I know, right? Because I can talk that same contractor talk. Because I actually do this stuff too. I actually go out there and do work myself. So I can talk that talk. I know if you BSing me, right? I know if your prices are jacked up. Break the price down. Also, while you're interviewing guys, don't ever take a quote that's just a lump sum quote or just a one big number. If they don't break that number down for you, tell them they need to break down that quote. Because you need to know where all your money is being allocated toward within that price. Don't be no sucker, and don't sit here and act like I didn't tell you guys this, because I've said it multiple times. And I'm going to say it one more time because I've said it multiple times. If you are to hire a contractor and you're getting quotes and they're only giving you one number, one lump sum number, you need that cost broken down. You need to know where that money is allocated toward your job for multiple reasons. Why? Because you need to know what to pay that contractor at all times. If you give him 10 things to do and he does 5, and you guys have he's completed 5, but he started the other 5. And you guys have a rift and you fire him, or he leave, whatever. And he said, well, I need to get paid for all 10 jobs because no. Based on our contract here and based on the line items, you've only completed 5 of the 10. So I will pay you for those 5 things. How would you know that if you accepted the quote with just a lump sum? He can quantify any number within that quote and tell you that that's what he's owed. Or she. I'm trying to protect y'all out here. Y'all not listening to me. I'm trying to protect y'all. Get your quotes broken down. And if they don't want to give you a quote that's broken down, there's your answer right there. You don't need to be working with that person. You always need to know what to pay a contractor and what you're paying for. Because if you strike a deal with a contractor and you say, look, he says, hey, this quote includes materials and labor. Cool. How much is the material? He gives you a quote for $1,000, or she. And he says, yeah, it includes labor and material. He might get the cheapest of the cheap materials. Might only cost him $50. Point of the story is you need to know where the money is allocated toward, because it protects you and it protects them. Both you guys are on the same page and both you guys understand where and how the money is to be allocated once each itemized item is complete. Don't say I didn't tell you guys, because I've told you guys this multiple times. Get your quotes broken down, itemized. No other discussion surrounding that. Anyway, it feels like at the end of these I'll be lecturing, but I'm talking to you guys from experience, because I don't want you guys to get jacked up out here. I've been jacked up by prices before. I've paid absorbent amount of pricing, absorbent amount of money to get small things done because I didn't understand, how money was being allocated toward these specific jobs because I didn't get itemized, quotes and, I've done a lot. Listen, it's not perfect. I still can up my rehab game, but just trying to let you guys know that you can be got out here if you're out here just taking quotes that don't show the breakdown of how this cost or how the cost is allocated. I just got real sleepy. And I got 2 o'clock. Outside of that, who was that just popped up in here? Mr. Holt, appreciate you popping up in here. Guys, if you didn't know, this starts at 12 o'clock. Now, today was not 12 o'clock because I had to go shovel snow, right? Because I have a 2 o'clock meeting that I have to leave for. But anyway, outside of that, guys, if you haven't done so already, housekeeping rules, I spend an hour with you guys each and every week, every Thursday, 12 o'clock, on my own time. Don't really care. The only thing I ask for you guys is to screenshot this, post it to your story, let folks know what we're doing each and every week. Tag me, let folks know, hey, there's value here. You can come here. We can chop it up, ask questions, anything like that. Answering anything, everything real estate related. Now, naturally, I told you guys over the last couple of weeks that I do my clubhouse rooms on Mondays and Thursdays. Today is Thursday. Ask me, am I doing a room today? I'm not. I just don't have a room set up for today. I might just do a random thing. I don't know. But the way it's looking right now, I don't think I'm going to do a room tonight. I got some things I got to work on. I've literally dissected my whole business. I've dissected my whole business over the last week, and it's just like when you're working on a car and you have all the parts sprawled out everywhere, right? Then you have to put the pieces back together. That's what I'm doing right now. I had to literally take apart my whole business, the whole model, everything, because I'm not playing in 2021. I'm not playing with y'all. So I'm dissecting my business so I can come back 10 times stronger. And so far, so good. So, processes, everything, people, everything. I'm not playing with y'all. Not playing. So, outside of that, I have a meeting at 2 o'clock with an investor. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next Thursday, guys. Next Thursday, 12 o'clock. You guys already know what it is. Screenshot this, post to your story, let folks know what we're doing. Week 43 coming up next. Guys, be safe. Love. Be happy out here. There's a lot of negativity in this world. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Stay positive. Stay out of the snow. For everybody in Houston or everybody out there, not Houston, but everybody in Texas that's affected by this snow, prayers up. Guys understand, hey, listen, snow ain't nothing to mess with, especially if your city ain't built for snow. So, send our prayers, obviously. Peace, love, happiness. See you guys next week. Peace.